Live or die, it is a reality for sailors living and breathing on aircraft carriers for the U.S. Navy.
Fox 6's Suzanne Spencer traveled on board the USS Abraham Lincoln at sea to see how Wisconsin natives are saving lives. Suzanne?
It requires a lot of commitment and training. Thousands of sailors do countless jobs to make that massive ship stay afloat despite working in dangerous conditions for sometimes months at a time. A nuclear warship powers through the waves on worldwide missions. It launches weapons and you might even get thrown to sea.
Man overboard, man overboard, man overboard. Throw all of the life ring. Port it to stop.
You better pack earplugs. On board the aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln. It's part of the most sophisticated aircraft carrier fleet in the world. But you better get ready, because a carrier is a dangerous place to be.
Next thing you know, you see the entire ship scattering on the flight deck, grabbing bombs, throwing them overboard, for the worst case scenario.
The commanding officer always on high alert.
We like to say you got 5,000 people moving all in the same direction. We're all within 1,000 feet of each other.
They live in close quarters, are working in dangerous conditions, and germs and sickness spread fast. That's when Dr. Nicholas Michaels will come hurrying in.
A physician in the military is really no different than any physician in the clinic back in Wisconsin. Right there, we can see that piece.
The Wisconsin-born doctor grew up at 21st and Hampton in Milwaukee, and now is taking his talents to a larger scale aboard the Lincoln.
Anything we need to basically sustain a life, as in any emergent room is right there. And then next door, we're walking down here.
He's a family doctor who is on the move, helping thousands of patients who work and live on the ship.
When I figured out I wanted to go into medicine and become a physician, I knew 100% the way I was going to go.
For Michaels, that was from Nicolay to West Bend high schools straight to the Navy, and he'd later go to medical school.
You're still going to treat patients. You're going to be in the office. You're going to do procedures, but I figured if I'm going to be in the Navy, well, then I might as well be in the real Navy, right? And get out on the water and get back out on a ship. And it's been a great job, and I love it. Ready? 1, 2, and 3.
Patients will come and go. But what doesn't leave Michael's mind is that something bad could happen. Because the danger on the deck isn't easy to ignore. And a lot can go wrong for pilots trying to land in the middle of the ocean on an aircraft carrier. We found out for ourselves what a carrier landing was like. We boarded a carrier transport plane. The pilot descended close enough that we could see the ship's wake from a small window on board. But the plane quickly rose back up because everything has to be just right for these pilots to land. After the second low pass, we landed safely. This is how the planes come to a halt. 4 wires on top of the aircraft carrier deck, just like this one. Sometimes it goes wrong, but in this instance, the pilot manages to recover.
It's never dull. It's always exciting. The danger is adrenaline boosting. So
if something goes wrong, Ian Bordigari from Racine will be on the front line.
My main job is safety on the flight deck.
He wears a yellow shirt directing the aircraft as they land and take off. And if something doesn't go as planned, he knows his fellow Wisconsin native.
And so here's our medical ward.
Will be there to help.
If we were deployed, let's say we have like a flu outbreak or that type of thing, we have beds, we have isolation, so we have an ICU right here.
42 beds, equipment that you'd see in any emergency room, and doctors like Michaels who are part of a larger mission taking place on carriers around the world.
So that takes teamwork, whether it's the medical department helping out deck, whether it's the medical department helping out the reactor department, in drills and training, because there's all sorts of rigorous hurdles to get through to get one ship ready for deployment.
When the Lincoln deploys, the sailors will be powering this 97,000-ton warship onto its next mission together. From purely a medical perspective, this ship is pretty impressive. It has a team of doctors that we told you about, but it also has its own dentist, nurses, physical therapist, and really just a wide range of pretty much every service that you could imagine.
Well, they're out in the middle of the ocean. It's almost like it's its own city.
It is, and they actually commonly refer to it as its own city. One of my favorite stories that I have to share with you is about 9 sailors who were on board that ship who helped save a civilian's life. And all those services being put to use, all the training that they do, it's just
just great to see that they're saving lives day after day. It's pretty incredible.
It's amazing, and it's amazing that you were able to bring that to us and give us a look at something we don't often get